Hey everyone, what's going on? Greg here again from Team Blast. So this is a view from SEMrush, and I've redacted my client's name and put it into Microsoft Paint. And the keyword here is one-time cleaning service. Now, I've been tracking this keyword for over a month. We had no rankings for it. Then on the 14th, we actually registered basically page 3 of Google. But now today on May 20th, we've improved 21 positions. We're position 9. And so basically we're on page 1 now. We're way down the bottom, so we're barely going to get any clicks. But there's a lot of search volume here. There's 3,600 monthly searches just for this keyword phrase. So I'm going to demo off TM Blast and kind of what I'm doing for my own website, but then it's the same thought process though for my clients. So let me open up TM Blast over here. The keyword that I'm going to demo is hourly SEO. So I'm both sometimes in the AI overview, and then today I'm position 2. So if I go to the position tracker within SEMrush, showing a cache Google mobile view, you have the AI overview at the very top. Then you have hourly SEO consulting by TM Blast. Okay, let's get into it. So to start, this is my landing page over here for hourly SEO consulting. So to start, number one, dedicated landing pages are key. If you're putting all of your information directly on the homepage, it's gonna be very difficult to rank. So if you're a cleaning company, let's say you say you do decluttering, one-time urgent Airbnb, and maybe monthly cleaning all on one page, it's gonna be very difficult for that to rank. You need to have dedicated landing page for each one. Number two, the URL is actually quite important. So for me, I put in hourly SEO consulting directly into my URL slug. That gives a little bit more clear signals to Google and Bing. Number 3 is your title tag for the page. So for me, I have hourly SEO consulting as my title tag. Next, I'm actually going to show you this image over here, hourly SEO consulting. I'm going to click into inspect. So if I hover over this, I saved the name as hourly SEO consulting, and then also the alt tag mentions that keyword phrase as well. This is actually really important. A lot of times people will just take images from, let's say, like a third party site like Dreams Time or stock photos or anything else like that. They won't resave the image, and then they'll upload it and then change the alt tag. You really want to change the file name as well, especially also if you're using ChatGPT. It's going to be a lot of metadata there, so you might want to save it into another file and then rename it and then use the alt tag. Next, so we talk about the image. Another thing that I do for my website is that I create a lot of videos, which is obviously what you're watching today. But if you simply just take the video from YouTube and embed it onto your web page, Google and Bing can't read it. It's in an iframe. So what I do is I add video schema markup to my video page about hourly SEO consulting. And what I want to show you about that is that I did a Google rich results test for my hourly SEO consulting page. You can see that the video over here has video schema markup. So Google can actually read it. So again, if you're like a local company, like the one-time cleaning or urgent cleaning or anything else like that, if you have a video that maybe explains the service on YouTube, embed it, use video schema markup, and then embed it onto your webpage, so you get the SEO ranking benefit. Okay, another thing that I do, sticking with the rich results test, is that I have reviews on my webpage. So if you go into any of these reviews over here, scroll down, you can see that someone wrote, I've been working with Greg from Team Blast for several months. My local SEO strategy, and the review continues. So how this looks is if I go back into my web page over here, I'm gonna scroll all the way down to my review section. These reviews are actually being brought in by a third-party tool called TrustIndex.io. So I'm bringing in my Google business profile reviews directly here, and Google can read it. That's why I've been pitching this service to potential clients, even my own clients as well. It's a great way to build more trust on your landing page, but also get the SEO ranking benefit as well. All right, let's go to the very top of the landing page. I want to just kind of discuss something a little bit more detail. So when I write landing pages for my clients or even for my own website, I use ClearScope. It's one of my primary tools to write the content in. And then I use maybe ChatGPT or Copilot to kind of reframe the content a little bit to help me use it as a landing page. I'm not a very good writer, and I tell all my clients that as well. Especially I don't even know your business. You know your business. I just know the SEO strategy that I want to implement. So a lot of times it is using your information, but also then using ChatGPT and ClearScope to kind of frame out the content work. And then of course go through from a manual standpoint, make sure everything checks out, and then upload it. Another thing that I do that I think helps with the rankings for my website, but also for my clients, is design does play a key role. So you can see here I have the white background and I have a light blue. Everything kind of breaks down. I think this is important. If you're using ChatGPT or another platform and you're saying, I want to, SEO this page and I'm going to have, 4,000 words because this is the ultimate guide to whatever the service is. No one's reading 4,000 words. It's a lot of content. And actually, they generally don't rank. They might rank for like a little bit, then they drop off completely. My thing is make the landing page really clear as to what you provide, and then from a visual standpoint, make it easy to understand, especially on mobile too. If you're scrolling through, make it really easy from like a blockchain of white to blue. I think it's just easier for people to read. Dwell times are ranking factors. We know from Google. I'm sure Microsoft uses the same thing with Bing. That's why I always push that. All right. Next, but another thing that I recommend to do, go all the way down to the bottom over here. So I do an additional services block. So I have all of my links throughout my entire webpage, but I also go through my existing content. So I have things like local SEO service, company, expert, New York, etc. For my local pages, but even for my hourly, I do the same thing too. So hourly SEO consulting, hourly SEO company. So I'll link through my entire site to allow Google and Bing more clear paths into my hourly SEO page, which is why I'm ranking, and I do the same thing for my client as well, or for my clients as well. All right, last but not least, so we're sticking with just local SEO. Having a physical business address, I think, is a huge ranking factor. I've talked to now at least 4 different companies since May, the start of May, about potentially working together for local SEO, and all of them had the same thing in common. They did not have a physical address. One decided to use their home address. Again, that it's questionable if that will be a long-term strategy, but the main thing though is that you need to have a physical business address, because then you want to put that into your footer. That's a big ranking factor because it's going to be across every single page. Then I show my phone number, I show my email address, then I embed my Google Business Profile map directly into my footer. This is really important because you need to, it's going to be across every single page. So from a local SEO standpoint, you're making it very clear where your address is, because you're trying to build a radius around that and trying to rank your web pages. But then also when you add your address to things like LinkedIn, to Facebook, to trustindex.io, third-party sites as well that mention your name, address, and phone number, you want to have that clear across the web. So if you're simply just, let's say you're let's say you're a cleaning company without a physical address, and you're saying, well, I go to a location, or I go to locations to do my my service, that obviously makes sense, but I think you're going to be having a harder time to rank. So I always encourage, get a physical business address, even though you go to other clients for your business. Same thing with TM Blast. I work with clients both in the United States and Canada, so it doesn't make a difference if I'm in New York or not. It's important to kind of build that out there to really go after that from a keyword ranking perspective. But anyway, that's kind of what I do though for my clients. That's why we're seeing after 30 days, went from not ranking out to the bottom of page 1 of Google. I'm very optimistic that our other keywords are going to increase as well. So basically more keyword rankings will improve the traffic, and traffic will then lead to potentially more customers as well for my client. Anyway, though, let me know if you guys have any questions based on this video, and stay tuned for the next one.